toys that we had, a lot of people always say all the cool stuff that we had. Do you remember the Pogs?
Yeah, because that was that our time or was that like fading out
Well,
of
it
our
was like
time? I
right
can't
out of our
remember.
time, but still, like, what the heck? What
Yeah,
the
we had
heck
we
were
had some
those
cool
Pogs?
toys. Yeah, like Boomers had lawn darts. Then and they had the big GI Joes.
Them
But then
with
we
the
got this.
hair.
Yeah, but then we got the fake lawn darts. Gen X got the fake lawn darts. And then we got the small GI Joes. But the small GI Joes were kind of cool because they were more opposable.
Yeah, you could tear them apart, and with the big ones, remember they had the the real hair that felt like real hair.
Yeah, yeah. But the small ones you can blow them up with like the M80s, and you have to have the medics come put them back together. That's what we did.
Yeah.
I'm all for blowing up toys.
Welcome
They're
everybody
fun.
to the Two Dumb Yinzers.
To them
Two Dumb
users.
Yinzers. The Yinzers. This is episode 315.
Oh God, is it still going? Is the
We had to
nightmare
follow
still going? I
Mike.
mean, is the dream still going?
We had to follow Mike down the rabbit hole to his childhood when he played with Polly Pockets, apparently.
Well, you know what? You called me Polly Pocket. I told you that in confidence that me and Polly Pocket had we had a thing. Me and Polly.
Also, Mike got a wardrobe change today. I see that he has his hat on. I don't think I've ever seen you with a hat on in my life.
No, I usually only wear a hat if I'm working outside or something. But apparently everyone thinks I hate Pittsburgh sports because I'm not a rah home team. We can do no wrong thing. I'm not afraid to point out the negatives along with the positives. So I figured I'd rep my team and my Steeler credentials. Tim Lester, baby. Lester,
I want to
the
know
bus driver, baby. The bus driver.
What I want to know.
Yes, I am not just Johnny come lately.
When they brought Michael Vick in to play backup, and he stepped in and people cheered him on, even after he did what he did. Nobody once mentioned the size of his hands, which is interesting because him and Kenny Pickett have the same size hands. I just think that's a little interesting. And even after the guy was out of the game for years, never, he didn't play and he was out of the game and very non-productive. I think these narratives that these people come up with are insane. They're insane. A guy's hands, that's crazy. If you could play football, what's the difference?
Just say he can't read zone coverage. Don't say he has small hands.
And nobody had a problem with small hands when Michael Vick came in to step in.
Michael Vick could run like 95 miles an hour.
Not when he came here, he didn't.
Oh yes, because he was old and
exactly.
my man did his time and he came back a reformed citizen. And so small hands didn't matter.
You think the hand size would be an issue though, being a quarterback in the NFL. But anyway, that's really besides the point. What's important today is they're back. They're back in first place, baby. The Pittsburgh Pirates pulled back into first place into a tie with the Milwaukee Brewers last night. They win a improbable game in my opinion, was an improbable game against the Texas Rangers. But Luis Ortiz comes through in the clutch, throws a gem, 7 2/3 innings, only gives up 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks. He had 4 Ks. He beats the best offense in the American League, which I said.
You said was going to happen. You did say this was going to happen.
I did say this was going to happen because we were facing a guy who's really good, and it's been it's been what we've been doing. Every time we face a pitcher who's been dominant to this point, we've beat them. I don't understand this at all. However, by this happening and the Milwaukee Brewers losing last night after we'd finished up, they lost 12-2 to the Houston Astros. That lets us move back into first place. The Cubs are 4.5 out. The Reds and the Cardinals, who are going head to head, they're both sitting at 5 games out. And if you wonder how that happened, that is because the Reds beat the Cardinals last night 6-5.
No, your Cardinals lost.
That's what I said. The Reds beat the Cardinals 6-5.
Wow. See, I didn't see that.
So
I was looking through all this stuff, how we got into the first, and I totally glanced over that they lost.
And as I said again, here we are. And even with the exception of the 6 best teams out there, which are obviously the best teams. Your Tampa, your Atlanta. There's a handful of them. We're winning enough to be in first place in a crazy division that we're in. I give them that. But at the end of the day, you're a Major League Baseball team in a Major League division, and you are in first place. So at this point in the season, is there a lot to bitch about? Yes. There's a lot to bitch about. You could take this team and break it down and bitch about a lot. But at the end of the day, here we are going into June, 2 months into a 6-month season, and this team is still competitive enough to be in first place. So that was my point yesterday. I wasn't trying to anything besides for the fact that, we should be. This is where you'd expect the Pirates to be if you were going to have a decent team. I would think. Would you like them to be better? Well, maybe next year they will be better.
But you know what? Like you said, man, like coming into the season, who would have thought that at this point in May we would be in first place?
Nobody. Not one person.
Nobody. But like I said yesterday, expectations change as the season started. So we thought we would be a whole hell of a lot better. But you know what? From where we started, things in the middle, we are still right back where we started.
We're kicking and fighting and screaming and
They hit a slump. It happens in sports. It's the ebb and flow, especially like how Derby says, baseball is a 162 game marathon. And, there are ebbs and flows. They started out hot. They cooled down. Look, they might be getting hot again at the right time, going up against, the Texas Rangers, they're leading their division. They have a damn good record as well. So we didn't go out and beat a bum team. We beat a pretty good Texas Rangers team. They're 29-18. They're 13-10 away. So they're a pretty good away team as well. So, hey man, let's keep it going. Dick Mountain's on the mound today. So we have a pretty good chance.
I love Dick Mountain Day. I remember I hated Dick Mountain Day.
Now we all hated Dick Mountain Day. That was when he was rich over the hill. Now he's Dick Mountain.
Yeah, if he goes back to being rich over the hill, I'm going to hate him again. But this game last night, guys, was actually nothing short of amazing. Again, this is a Rangers team that has the best offense in the American League, and they bring out one of their aces. Again, I wish we would face every team's ace from here on out. But
right,
So the Pittsburgh Pirates, they went at it last night with the Rangers. It was a good game all the way up until I think the 8th inning. It was either the 7th or the 8th. You could look me up on that. But Marcano hits a grand slam, a grand salami to break this game up. It was 1-2 to 1, 1-2 to 2, something like that. Marcano hits a grand slam, puts the Pirates up 6 to, I believe it was 6-1 or 6-2 at that point. Final count on the game ended up being 6-4. Pirates out hit the Texas Rangers 11-7. No errors in this game, which is encouraging. And the one of the highlights of the night was Andrew McCutchen getting his 1500th hit as a Pirate. Now that's pretty impressive, being the 12th Pirate ever to have 1500 hits. But I think the even more impressive statistic is, guys, he's the first Pirate with 1500 hits, 200 home runs, and 100 stolen bases. Nobody in a Pirate uniform has ever done that. 1500 hits, 200 home runs, and 100 stolen bases. I dig it. He goes down as one of the greatest Pittsburgh Pirates ever. Unfortunately, the teams in the generation that he's in didn't allow him, or more than likely won't allow him to leave his career with the championship. But you know what? For everything he's done on an individual level, guys, that 1500 hits, 200 home runs, 100 stolen bases, that's impressive.
That is very impressive. And you think like the people who came through here, Barry Bonds, you could argue is the greatest baseball player of all time.
Yeah, he was no slouch when it came to stealing bases,
especially like in his early part of Pittsburgh. My God, he was a 5-tool player. Who else am I missing? Oh, some little right fielder named Roberto Clemente.
Yeah,
of course, always the huge asterisk next to Clemente's name because the unfortunate helicopter accident. But my God, Kutch has better has this, and they don't, and those guys are legends of the game. Arguably the greatest right fielder of all time. And
he's the only reason why we know what the number 21 is in Pittsburgh.
Exactly.
We wouldn't know what 21 was if it wasn't for Roberto. We wouldn't know what 57 was if it wasn't for Hines. So you know what I mean? Those two numbers, those are the only two reasons that Pittsburghers know those two numbers.
Exactly.
I promise
exactly. That's why like my favorite number is 21. It's because Roberto Clemente. I never saw him play, but growing up hearing stories about him and then finding those little videos of him, and you can't help but Roberto Clemente, but Kutch to have something on Clemente, that's a feather in the cap right there.
Kutch goes down as one of the greatest. Absolutely. You're putting the all-time best team together when you're sitting down, pulling players Andrew McCutchen certainly fits in that lineup. I think
you
you
know,
got a Barry Bonds left
yeah.
fielder, you have a Andrew McCutchen center field, and you have a Roberto Clemente right. That's just my opinion, but you know what? It's a pretty strong outfield.
God. Dave Parker sitting on the bench, the Cobra, who could arguably be in the Hall of Fame as well. So
I got this really cool picture. Like I'm going to put up on Throwback Thursday Derby.
Mm-hmm.
It's a picture of when Dave Parker broke his nose. I believe it was his nose. And he went and he played with a goalie mask on. Did you ever see that picture back in the day? He comes walking out, and he has that goalie mask on when I thought that was awesome. So I did snatch that up. That will be our Throwback Thursday picture.
You know, he is the Cobra, man.
David Bednar gets the save.
Well, you know what? You know, I'm happy we're winning again, just so Bednar can keep getting saves.
I know.
Like, I'm not being facetious. My God, he was like leading the league in saves. I don't know where he's gone now. I haven't looked recently, but you know, it's nice to see him get another save.
He doesn't blow the opportunity. That's
he
does
not. I noticed the other night. I can't remember if it's the game we came back and won or we were trying to win. He was out pitching. It wasn't a save situation, but it was more or less hold the other team
getting blown out, and they brought him in.
No, it was a tie game.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah, I think it was a tie game, and I don't know what happened, but I saw him. He was pitching in a non-save situation because we were at home and we would have been up next to have a chance to win, and he was out there pitching in the ninth in a non-save situation.
Yeah,
he's used in a lot of key situations outside of when we didn't have a chance to go for a save. So it is nice to see.
Bednar's a beast.
He is a beast.
A couple other pitching notes, guys. The team ERA this year is collectively as a team is 3.73, and that's 7th in the majors. Listen to that compared to the last two seasons. Last season, it was 4.66, which was 26th in the league. The year before that, back in 2021, it was 5.08, which was 28th in the league. You have to like that. Also, additionally, add to that wins by starting pitchers for every team in the majors. The Tampa Bay Rays, they lead the league. 22 wins got awarded their starting pitching this year. Texas being second with 21. And the Pittsburgh Pirates coming in third with 20 of their wins being awarded to starting pitching.
I like it. That's telling me we need to beef up that bullpen.
Yeah.
I would like to get another starter though. Just have a nice top 1, 2, 3, where we can know, okay, Keller's out there, damn good chance of winning. Dick Mountain's out there, damn good chance of winning. And get a third pitcher where you have a damn good chance of winning. Because some of these other guys, man, they're up and down.
You know who's really solid was Velasquez before he went down. And there's a lot of speculation that he will be getting the next start next time around. I know I've been speculating this for about 2 weeks now, but unfortunately, after Luis Ortiz gets his first win in a hell of a game, I do think that they're beating the drum on Velasquez being available come next start. He did have his rehab start down in AAA.
He's going to have another one. It looks like it's on the May 21st. It was reported. They have yet to decide if he'll have another start in the minors. Excuse me. Yeah. So he could be coming back. Like you said, my bad. I misread the information.
So, you got 1, 2, 3, and then 3 guys, and then 4 and 5 being Oviedo, who's going to be on the hill tonight. I like Oviedo. And he, like I said last week, it was either him or Contreras, one of those two guys. The last home run they gave up was way back in the very first season or very first series of the season. So, I don't mind. I mean, the 4 or 5 guys, they're not terrible. They do get wins for this team. But as you said, you would always like to get another sure arm in there.
Yeah, you can never go. You can't have enough pitching in baseball, especially in today's day and age where, my God, the hitting is off the charts. So I would just like have another dependable pitcher out there going, okay, we're going to be good.
So the Pirates are 25-22. They do play game 2 against the Texas Rangers tonight, who are 29-18. That game is at 6:35. The starting pitchers are going to be Dick Mountain, of course. He's 4-3 with a 380 and 43 Ks. And Eovaldi, every name it seems like that I've read lately has been a difficult name to read. People just don't have Smith and Jones anymore, do they? Eovaldi. is Nathan Eovaldi. He's 5-2 with the 2.83 and 61K. So he's doing a hell of a job as well. Maybe we could, turn that over, bring that luck into this game, and maybe get another win.
I'm glad you want to pronounce Eovaldi because I was having trouble pronouncing it in my head who we were pitching today. So thanks for taking one for the team.
Now, you know what? As a matter of fact, you're going to see what I'm talking about here in a second. When we get to another part of the show. You're going to see exactly what I'm talking about. Just like every name I look up and have to write down. It's again, not a Jones or a Smith, which there's nothing wrong with, but
like I'm really good. I can get like most like Hispanic names. I took 4 years of Spanish in high school, 2 in college. I got some there. Like Eastern European, thank God Mike Lang knew how to pronounce every name when I watched the hockey game. So I'm good there. Outside of those 2 regions, I'm screwed.
Yeah.
Give me an Italian name like Eovaldi, I'm screwed.
The big game tonight, game 2, 6:35. Also, the Cubs and the Mets series start tonight. Reds and Cardinals play game 2 in their series. Astros and Brewers game 2 in their series. So let's see if what we can do. We're in first place right now. We could either be in first place by ourselves, tied in first place, or 1 game out of first place. So let's see how tonight goes.
Let's go Bucks.
Go Bucks.
I'm getting Bucko fever again.
I am too, man.
I am. It's just, I hate this team. I hate them. They're making me care too much about baseball.
A couple other things before we get into football. The Denver Nuggets sweep the Lakers last night to move on to the NBA Finals.
I think Jokic's going to get one.
They swept the Lakers. You know what? That Jokic's a beast. I would like to see him win it. This is who I'm rooting for at this point.
Like him or Jimmy Butler from the Heat.
Yeah, I like.
I'd rather see the Heat win because I don't want to see Denver win a ring without Melo.
I like the center. I you know what I mean. The center position is really non-existent anymore, especially in the way the player is utilized. They use the center. They use the center the same way that I grew up watching centers play. I'm rooting for this team. I want to see the center win. I like the center position. I always like the big guy. I always like the 7-foot guy.
Yeah. They beat my team, so I always root for the team that beats my team, unless it's like the Capitals or the Rangers or the Browns. So you know what? I can root for Denver.
Tonight you have Miami Heat, who is up 3 games to none over Boston. Could very well sweep their way right into the finals as well. That would make a Denver and Miami finals. A lot of people would like that. A lot of people like Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy Butler, he's the one that the 76ers let go and people are going, we don't need him.
Yeah. Well,
here he is.
I got to see him play, luckily, when it was either his first or second career. We went up to Cleveland to watch the Cavs play. And I did get to see him. And the person I was with was telling me a lot about him at the time, saying that he was a special player. Now I'm finally seeing the fruit of that. And so, you know what? I could go either way. But like I said, I'm rooting for the center. I like the center.
Yeah. This is weird. You and I rooting for the same team that we don't have an actual interest for. I don't like this.
Very weird.
I think that's a kiss of death.
The Heat are up 3 games to none. That game is tonight. In the NHL, the Panthers, they win 1-0 over the Carolina Hurricanes. They're up 3 games to none. I wonder if any of these teams are going to win. The second team in any of these brackets are going to win.
I saw a tweet. I don't know who it was. They're like, it might have been Yoey. Josh Yoey. He was tweeting out like, how all the series are. He's like, can we have some suspense, some drama anywhere in the sports world right now? Can someone win a game other than the team who's been winning?
So the Panthers are up 3 games to none. Hurricanes got to win 4 in a row. Tonight, game 3 between the Vegas Knights and the Dallas Stars. If you're interested in that, Vegas is up 2 games to none in that series.
OTAs, baby.
OTAs, baby. Anybody catch this about the NFL passing the new rule allowing the 47th player to on game day, specifically for the 3rd string quarterback, basically is what they made.
I like it. My God, I remember people talking about this way back in the in the 90s. In the 90s.
It's crazy to me that they didn't have this as a rule. I mean, what if one guy gets hurt, the next guy goes in it and gets his knee blown out,
Yeah. And that's the only way you can
tight end.
That's the only way your 3rd quarterback can come in is the other 2 have to be hurt. You can't bench them for bad performance. They have to have an injury. So I like that, but teams are gonna like, oh yeah, he's hurt. He'll put him on the injury, after the game, they'll be on the injury report all week long, and then magically the starter will be fine for the next game. A team's gonna work this. I'm looking at you, Bill Belichick, looking at you, Harbaugh down in Baltimore. Those two seem to be the ones I would look out to see if their quarterback second quarterback struggles, and all of a sudden, the other two get hurt.
Yeah.
I can see it happening.
The quarterback situation over in Baltimore was so weird last year.
Very weird.
But anyway,
they just passed another rule too.
What's that, Derps?
Derpy. Basically, all touchbacks and fair catches will be spotted at the 25-yard line.
I like it.
It's the college rule. You can do the fair
college
catch.
rule.
Fair catch at the 1 yard line and get it at the 25.
Fair catch it at the 1 and you get the 25.
That's kind of soft, but I
understand.
They want to talk about player safety, and they're actually doing something for player safety.
Well,
but it's also
if it's in the field of
they
play,
get
how can you
paid
do
millions
that?
of dollars to.
So they have to
agree.
go out there and die for your entertainment.
Nobody died. Who's dying? Nobody died.
So they have to
They're
go
the
out there
ones
and
getting millions and millions of dollars.
so just because you get paid more, you should be able to go out there and get hurt and maimed for our
There's got to be some kind of risk in this job.
There is
It's going to be tagged. It's going to be tagged two-hand touch before it's said and done.
As long as people.
How can you take it to 25
if
if you catch it at the 1? That makes no sense. It's in the field of play.
That's the rule.
That is a dumb rule.
I love it. I love it because it's pissing people off, and I love when people get pissed off.
Yeah, I'm not pissed off. I'm just saying. I'm just implying that stupid.
I love it. No, not you, but I'm like on Twitter. Pat McAfee's having a meltdown on Twitter.
I never heard of her. Also, they did have a vote that got passed 24-8, flexing for Thursday night games.
Boo.
The Steelers were one of the 8 teams that voted against it.
Yes, because you already bought your tickets. The league pimped the schedule. They had this big week-long affair with the schedule. It came out, people bought their tickets, and now Thursday night you can get flexed out of it. It's hard to change your plans on a Thursday night.
Well, wouldn't the Steelers be happy? They were just crying that they have too many Thursday night games.
Tomlin, they were looking out for the fans, that their fans who already paid their money, and they're going to be all right.
Don't worry about me.
No, it's like you've already booked your travel. Now you got to cancel all that shit and this and that. You know what? They were actually looking out for the fans for a change.
Yeah. So that got passed. Also,
did you see the? I don't know if you saw. There's a outside linebacker coming into town for a visit.
Who is it?
Marcus Golden.
Really?
Yeah. Oh God. Last year he only had 4 sacks, but 2021 he had 11 sacks. 2020 he had 6 sacks. 2019 he had 12 sacks. This guy has put up numbers throughout his years.
He's coming in for a visit?
He's coming in for a visit. He is 32, a little long in the tooth, but he's still a productive player. And that's
don't care if it's not Quan Auxiliary. I don't care.
Don't care that we got someone who has a history of playing good football. Don't care just because it's not something
in the league before you know.
32, don't care.
32, don't care. Okay, so anyone who's over a certain age, they suck then. Okay, cool. I'll tell Tom Brady that. I'll tell Tom Brady, your career sucked
unless
after
they're
he
Tom
was
Brady. Yes, they pretty much do.
Cam Hayward, he's still putting up numbers. He had 10.5 sacks last year. He was really good, and he's over 32.
5 games, he was good. As long as you can put him on a part-time.
You're discounting my argument, Ryan. Discounting my argument. But no,
Super Bowl 60.
This guy, he's going to be a backup.
He's going to be played at Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara, California. That's Super Bowl 60 coming up in a couple of seasons. And also the 2025 draft. The 2025 draft is going to be held at Green Bay.
Who wants to go to there?
Yeah.
Who wants to, literally, who's going to go to Green Bay for the draft? What is there to do in Green Bay?
March?
Nothing.
What?
Isn't it in March?
The draft?
February? Yeah.
Draft's in
April. Late April, early April, mid. I don't know.
But who's going to want to go to Green Bay? Green Bay. What's there to do there? Eat cheese curds?
Yeah.
That's about it.
My thing is it may be still cold, freezing cold.
You know what? Football fans are supposed to be tough, Derpy. They're supposed to deal with that.
I know,
weather.
but you get my point.
F them. F them. F them. If you're stupid enough to go to the draft, you get what you deserve.
Speaking of Tom Brady is going to be a part owner of the Las Vegas Raiders, apparently. Tom Brady.
Wait for it to be fixed for him, huh? Just again.
Going to Vegas to to be part
Derpy,
owner.
Derpy, can you show me on the doll where Tom Brady touched you?
He will become the third player to become part or an owner of a team. I think that's interesting. I just always think that's interesting the way these guys they play their career places and then they go to the total opposite end of the planet to be an owner. You would think that you would be involved in an organization that you've been with or even had some kind of relationship with, but that's interesting, something to keep an eye on, and eventually something to become bored of. So there you have Tom Brady.
Jesse James caught the ball.
No, he did not. The referee said no.
I said that he didn't the night of because I believe that it wasn't a catch. But you know what? For the narrative, being a Steeler game, I say Jesse James caught the ball.
He didn't catch the ball. The league said he didn't. He didn't catch the ball.
I said he didn't catch the ball before the league even said it.
What does it show on the score sheet?
All right, you too.
I'm just busting your chops. He did catch that ball. That was a touchdown. Des Bryant caught that ball in Dallas too. That was a catch.
The Steelers released linebacker Tay Crowder. They released Master Teague, and they also released linebacker Amiki Gabule. Mike.
Yeah, I saw that one, and I'm glad you're taking it.
He butchered his name.
And then they signed Mr. Genius over there, Derpy. They signed Toby. If you could help me with this name, it'd be great. NDUKWE. This is who they signed.
So they let go a bunch of backups and signed a bunch of backups who might not even play.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sounds like the Penguins.
Yeah, that's what you do this time of the year, man. That this roster is ever changing. I am surprised about that Tay Crowder one. I thought he would have a chance.
Yeah, me too. I was surprised when I seen that name on the release list.
Yeah, me too.
Mike, I also did want to say that Cayeve Tezino for the Pittsburgh Maulers. He did win the Defensive Player of the Week this week.
Nice.
He also leads the league in tackles.
He's a beast, man. He's been all over the field. That whole defense is solid. Man.
The defense is
they deserve a better offense. They deserve a better head coach and offensive coordinator.
Yeah, maybe it'll come around. You know what I mean? Maybe it'll come around. Because you have people that want to make a name, they want to make a way for themselves.
Yeah,
players and coaches alike. So after this season comes around, maybe somebody who's a more innovative, somebody that wants to make a name for themselves, they get in there and they change things. So,
it would have been great if Todd Haley became the coach of the Pittsburgh Maulers.
Yeah,
come back, Todd Haley back in Pittsburgh, baby.
Canada.
Yeah.
What did Matt Canada do to hurt you?
Mike, it is the 2-minute warning. Why don't you tell everybody about the website?
It's 2dumbYinzers.com. Head on over there for everything you need. 2dumbYinzers. This little dude right here is the one who made the site. So if you don't like it, blame that little kid who just ran away. No, 2dumbYinzers.com. Head on over there. We have links for everything you need, especially the merchandise store. Get your Bob Nothing merchandise. Yes, the Buccos may be winning. The Buccos may be winning, but it is in spite of Bob Nutting.
Get it fast before they get back up and start doing good again.
You know what? I tried the Dick Mountain design, and I don't think it's going to be approved.
In response,
it looks
to that
too
question,
phallic.
Mike, in response to that question, Mike.
Yeah.
The screen passes on third down.
Derpy.
That's why I hate him.
Hey, one of these days it's going to work.
Check it out, everybody. www.2dumbYinzers.com. A lot of cool things over there. As Mike said, go check it out. We are on 7 days a week, starting at 11:30 every day. We hope that you join us. And the show that we do every day gets uploaded at 8 o'clock in the evening the same day in podcast form. So if you just want to listen to the show, it will be available over on Spotify at 8 o'clock p.m. Guys, we have another Texas Rangers question. Another Texas Ranger trivia. Of course, this is who the Pirates are playing. The Texas Rangers trivia. You guys ready?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe.
I think you're going to do good on this one. I would consider this to be one of the easier questions. Here we go. What 41-year-old pitcher did the Rangers sign prior to the 1989 season? What 41-year-old pitcher? The only reason I picked this is because it is Dick Mountain Day, and Dick is 43.
Nolan?
The question of the day is, what 41-year-old pitcher did the Rangers sign prior to the 1989 season? Take a moment to think it over. We'll get your answers in just a sec. So yeah, there you have it, guys. Pirates first place. Maybe Dick Mountain could have another big night.
Dick Mountain is ready to erupt.
Dick Mountain is ready to erupt.
God, I'm such a 12-year-old. Yeah, but I'm agreeing with Derpy. I'm Nolan Ryan.
Nolan Ryan. I think that those are both good picks. Let me lock you in. All right, you're all locked in. Here we go, guys. Question of the day. It's a Texas Rangers. Boy, I'm having trouble with that one. What 41-year-old pitcher did the Texas Rangers sign prior to the 1989 season? It's because there's like 100 teams in Texas. They're all in the sports. And then in the XFL, there was like 30 teams that were from Texas.
Texas is a big-ass state, too.
Jeez, oh, man. What 41-year-old pitchers did the Rangers sign prior to the 1989 season? Both of the guys said Nolan Ryan. Do you know that Nolan Ryan was throwing 100-mile-per-hour fastballs in his 40s?
The greatest pitcher ever.
He was a damn good
Cy Young, baby.
I think he had like eight no-hitters. I mean, Nolan Ryan was something else. So let me see. You guys both pick Nolan Ryan. The answer to that, of course, is Nolan Ryan. Good job, guys.
That was easy.
That was easy. But again, I had to do it because it's Dick Mountain Day.
Dick Mountain
Mark might not be so easy, guys.
I want Dick Mountain to pitch as long as Satchel Paige pitched. Didn't he pitch till he was like 60?
Satchel Paige is still pitching.
Like, no joke. My guy pitched forever.
Derpy, what do you got before we take off, man?
Uh-oh. He's
Pirates
ruminating.
are home, right?
What's that?
The Pirates are home?
Pirates are home. They are home. After tomorrow, they head out to Seattle. Friday night, they'll start a series over the weekend with the Mariners. And then next week, they go down to San Francisco from there and play three at San Francisco. So we got some tough games coming up. What's that?
Go support the Bucks and Dick Mountain vibes. Let's go.
All right, Dick Mountain. There you have it. Mike.
I was gonna make a Kenny Pickett crack because I'm looking at that stupid picture all day, every day for like a week now, and it's hard not to. I'm trying to be positive going into the Steelers season. You're making it hard, but
I think the Steelers are going to do so much better than everybody's giving us credit for, dude. I really do.
The Florida Panthers are an example of what
I am seeing a lot of people pick the Steelers as a dark horse. So it's kind of hard for me when people say, oh, people aren't expecting a lot of the Steelers, but I'm seeing like people on like ESPN, NFL Network saying, oh yeah, they're a dark horse. They're a 10, 11, 12 win team. How they can be a dark horse if they're a 10, 11, 12 team? I don't get it. But anyway, no. Let's go Bucks. Oh,
this is the longest outro you've ever had, Mike.
I know. I'm fired up. I'm ready to go. OTAs start, baby. That football season has started. OTAs, baby.
There you go. We got OTAs today. We have the Pittsburgh
meaningless part of the season that everyone loves
against the Texas Rangers. Dick Hill's on the mountain. Dick Mountain's on the hill.
Easy for you to say. You're having a rough one today.
I'm having a rough one.
Wow.
Leave me alone.
We're gonna have the AI voice just say all.
Yeah, I need an AI voice to just kind of cleans up after me. But nonetheless, guys,
I can't wait to watch this back with the subtitles on of you trying to pronounce these names.
We're gonna have it be Morgan Freeman. No, I'm joking.
I want Morgan Freeman to narrate a day in my life.
Before we go, my question to you guys is: do people with a cock eye, when they cry, does the tear stream straight down their face or does it zigzag? You guys think about that one. For the two dumb Yinzers, it's Derpy, Mike, Ryan.